Hi, good evening. My name is Pravalika Mettukuru. Today I'm going to explain the concepts of closures and decorators in functional programming. Let's start with closures. Closures are like function that remembers the variables in which it was created. That means that function allows the inner function to access the outer function variables even after the outer function has finished its execution. That means the closures are like functions that keeps and uses the values from the outside, even if they are not around anymore. Let's imagine an example like we have a lemonade stand. We need to create pricing system for the different sizes of lemonade cups, and we need to able to change the price of each cup size at any time, like large, medium, small. Those have here we are having different prices for small cup, medium cup, and large cup, right? But still, we need to keep the previous prices in our mind because for any customers who ordered before, right? Who already ordered our earlier ordered people. This here we can write the function by write the program by using the closures. So we need to we can create the function. We can create the function to handle the pricing, and it remembers the price we set even after we change it. Let's see the programming part. Here we are going to define the outer function with the name of lemonade stand. Here we're going to set the prices for the each cup, and here we are assigning the prices. Small cup costs $2 and medium $3. Large one is $4, and we are calculates the prices. It returns from return function that calculate the prices. And here inner function was price that remembers the price for the each cup size, each cup. Even here after uh, execution of lemonade stand, it the price function still knows the prices for the each cup size. We pass it to it. So that's why here when we use it to print the prices for small cup and medium cup, it going to print like $2 and $3. Uh, in simple words, your closures works like a memory. It's like having a memory for the prices we set for each cup size, and here we are going to reuse the logic without we are without modifying anything. And closures helps us to change the price easily while still keeping the old prices for the customer who ordered earlier. That's what closures do. And one more example for the closures. Uh, Calculating the compound interest. Here we are going to create a function that remembers the formula, and we are going to use it whenever we need. That function will provide the answer using the data we have mentioned. It uses the rate. Actually, function remembers the rate. It uses it uses that rate to compute the interest without needing to define the rate again. Uh, by using closures, we can calculate compound interest. And one more example for the closures is like calculating the discount. We have a discount percentages like 10%, 20%, like we have the discount prices. We no need to keep typing like 20%, 10% for every time whenever we calculate. Here we can apply the function like create a function like discount calculator with a discount rate of 10%, and we are that function remembers the discount rate 10% even though we didn't pass it every time. It automatically calculates the price after applying the discount and returns the value. In simple, a closure is like a box that remembers the things like discount rate or compound interest formula. Everything I going to keep and using them later. Why closures are very useful. Those functions can keep certain values private and they are only accessible through some specific functions. And we can create a specialized functions like when it comes to the multiply factor, we can use like a function like multiply by 3. In this place of 3 we can replace any numbers that can be reused with the different values. And we can hide variables in the outer function and still it closures allows the inner function to access and modify them. And closures helps us to create more flexible and reusable functions. Let's get into the next topic, decorators. In simple terms, the decorators are functions in Python that allows us to modify other functions or methods without changing their actual code. Think that decorators are like an extra layer that wraps around a function to add additional functionality. Let's see the same example we discussed before in closures, laminate pricing. Here we have a simple function that calculates the price of lemonade based on the sizes of cups. And here extra is we want to add a tax to that prices without modifying the original function. Here we can use decorators to add tax calculation to the prices. Let's see the program. This is a function does something basic calculation like a price of lemonade and we are going to define the decorator function that will wrap around the original function and add some extra functionalities. Here we are adding tags. So we applied the decorator by calling add tags calculate price function, which gives us a new function calculate price with tags that includes the tax calculation. Here, the calculate price calculate the base price of lemonade based on the size. Decorator. Here, decorator was add tax. This function takes the original function and adds an extra feature, which is the tax. The original function is enhanced by the adding tax, but the original function calculate price function remains the same. It remains unchanged. Here, decorators allows us to modify or add add tags functionality in a function without changing the functions in the original code. This is what decorators modify the function by adding the pricing function. That's what the decorators are more flexible and reusable code. Let's see the one more example like and one more example, like calculate the square of a number. We have a function to calculate the square of a number, but we want to log each calculation to track the results. Here, the decorator that logs each square calculation. When we apply the decorator, the logging functionality to the square of a number, it automatically calculates the square of a number. Let's say that we have a simple function that prints a message. Here we want to print the message with a special one. Instead of editing the print function every time, we can use decorator to automatically add that extra banner. And helps us to add extra features to the functions, and how we can add extra functionality without modifying the remaining. And we've seen that example of lemonade stand example shows that how closures and decorators work together in a simple and creative way. Decorators are very helpful and useful. They allow us to modify the behavior of functions or methods without modifying the code directly. And we can apply the same decorator to multiple functions, which makes our code more reusable and clean. And by using decorators, we can separate the concerns in our code. For example, um, we can handle logging, access control, performance measurement in a decorator, keeping the function's primary purpose clear and focused. This what decorators offer very powerful way to extend and modify the behavior in modular and usable way. To use a decorator, we need to just add a at the rate decorator above our function. When we say that just a shorthand, we means it's a cleaner, more readable way to apply the decorator to a function without explicitly and calling the decorating function yourself. And here we discussed about the concept of closures and decorators in Python, and together closures and decorators help us to write a cleaner and more maintainable code that is easier to understand and easy to modify. Here we discussed about the closures and decorators, which are two powerful tools in Python. Coming to the closures, allows the function to maintain access to the variables from their outer scope, even after the outer function has finished its execution. And coming to the decorators are provide a clean and reusable way to extend or modify the behavior of function without changing their original implementation. This what closures and decorators. That's it for now. Before Before I finish, I just want to sincerely thank you, Professor, for all your guidance throughout this semester. It's been a great learning experience. I hope you have a relaxed and well deserved summer break. Thank you, Professor. Thank you.